Ned, going back to the climate summit, during the campaign, President Biden criticized the Brazilian government on deforestation and environmental policies. And so what's going to be his tone towards Brazil during this climate summit? We know that he's receiving a lot of letters in the last few days from the civil society and also 15 senators here in the United States criticizing President Bolsonaro on his environmental records and urging President Biden not to close a deal with Brazil. So is the administration paying attention to these demands, these recommendations, and also will President Biden use this summit to join them and pressure the Brazilian government, the Brazilian president directly?
Well, we absolutely are paying attention to what we're hearing from the Hill, and I would add that we're paying attention to what we're hearing from our partners in the Brazilian government, and we're also paying attention to what our partners in the Brazilian government are committing to doing and what they are in fact doing. And that's the case because we know that tackling the climate crisis requires global cooperation and global partnerships. And of course, Brazil will be a key partner in finding and implementing, helping to implement, I should say, solutions to this crisis. Brazil is one of the world's top 10 economies. It's a regional leader. It has a responsibility to lead, including on climate. Now, with every country, and this is true of Brazil as well, we respect Brazil's sovereignty in dealing with environmental challenges, and we can build on our strong track record of environmental cooperation with Brazil to accomplish more, to do more, to raise that level of ambition. That's precisely the point of the summit that will take place tomorrow. We do see Brazil as an important partner in putting the path on the world to net zero emissions by 2050. And that's precisely because of the size of Brazil's economy and the impact that its cuts can have, especially as it continues to transition to emissions-free energy sources, as it reduces emissions from forests, from agriculture, and other land use, and as it creates incentives to conserve forests. A key focus of this administration is encouraging Brazil's actions to reduce deforestation and to implement ambitious emissions reductions targets consistent with that overall goal of limiting the rise in global temperatures to 1.5 degrees Celsius and to lock in a pathway to a strong net zero emissions future. We believe all of this is realistic for the international community. We believe all of this is realistic for the government of Brazil as well.
So, Ned, in response of President Bolsonaro's letter to Joe Biden last week, Secretary Kerry said he would like to see immediate actions from Brazil. What would be these immediate actions? And also, would the administration like to see tomorrow during Bolsonaro's speech more details on how to reach his commitment to zero illegal deforestation by 2030?
Well, I'm certainly not going to tell President Bolsonaro or any other world leader what we would like to see in his or her speech tomorrow, but we look forward to hearing from all of the world leaders who are taking part in this. We're really gratified by the global participation that this summit has engendered, precisely because it underlines the global nature of this challenge. When it comes to what we would like to see, broadly speaking, from Brazil, and I spoke to this a bit yesterday, Secretary Kerry tweeted on this a couple days ago on April 16th, I believe it was, but we do want to see clear and tangible steps to increase effective enforcement and a political signal that illegal deforestation and encroachment won't be tolerated. Certainly we'll continue to work closely with the Brazilian government on this.
Can I just ask another question on Brazil in a different topic?
Sure.
So this administration is putting strengthening democracy abroad at the center of its foreign policy. So I wonder what is the administration reaction on the current arrests in Brazil of protesters or critics of the President Bolsonaro. Is the administration concerned about these arrests?
Well, the United States and Brazil, we do have a strong partnership that has been based on human rights, the rule of law, and democratic principles. Brazil, as one of the region's largest, one of the world's, I should say, largest democracies, Brazil has the potential to be a leader in helping to promote human rights and democracy, both in the hemisphere and far beyond. We're committed to working with Brazil to advance those shared values, including the respect for human rights, and will continue to engage the Brazilian government to promote human rights for all, including for vulnerable minority and marginalized populations, LGBTQ individuals, Afro-Brazilians, and others as appropriate.
But is the government aware of these arrests of protesters?
Look, our embassy in Brazil, as they do all over the world, monitor developments when it comes to human rights very closely.
Is this something that concerns this administration?
We are an administration that puts human rights at the center of our foreign policy. Every time human rights are encroached upon around the world, it's a matter for concerns.